UndergroundHipHop.com, Super Rockin' DJ on. Backstage where it all goes down. Ain't a motherfucking thing going down. There's no music, there's no chicks, it's a wonderful thing. It's actually, I can breathe. There's some real shit. And I got a superstar MC to my left immediately. Half Tooth Records, recording artiste, foot in the door, DJ Jazzy Jeff, all that, man. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get a golf clap. We got Oddisee in the house. Welcome to Oddisee.
Studio audience clap right there. Studio audience clap. I George Bush the button. Studio clap.
And that's what it is, man. Before we go in, I just want to talk a little about, because you got a really interesting background. You have Sudanese. And not only that, you come from a family that's very talented musically on both sides. Poets, songwriters, all that, man. Talk about the advantages of having an international palette such as you do.
Sure, man. I mean, on both sides of my family, the history is real rich. You know, my parents, my father being from Khartoum, Sudan, Omdurman, and my mother being from Southeast D.C. and by way of Montgomery County and Prince George's and all through Maryland, St. Mary's. They real intact with their roots and their own music. So I grew up on my mother's side. My grandmother in the church, she played guitar and organ, and my uncle played guitar, and my great-grandfather, I knew him well. He played fiddle, and you know, everybody played an instrument or sung in the choir. And on my father's side, they all played Sudanese traditional music and played instruments as well. So beyond the ethnicities, beyond the culture, they just loved music so much that it was around on a daily basis in so many different styles, you know.
Now, I just, because sometimes we gotta educate too, man. And this is something that I meant to ask you before. Talk about Sudan. There's a whole lot of shit going on, man. I mean, we're talking about genocide on a major level. And a lot of us, I mean, even I'm guilty of it. I read the headlines and I really don't know what it is. Just quickly, can you give us a little sociology lesson?
Yeah, man. I just came back from Sudan 3 days ago, and an amazing thing, and I really took advantage of this, is that they don't really allow Westerners to come in and photograph anything. Your camera will be seized, and because I got dual citizenship, I came in with a camera. So I got footage of things that nobody will ever see aside of Sudan that no one will ever see. And what I'll show you is this. You see in the headlines, it'll say Arabs killing Africans. It'll say genocide. When in fact, it hasn't technically been called a genocide yet. It's still mass murders. I'm not going to get caught up on words. But the reason why it needs to be a genocide is because outside forces can't intervene unless it's deemed a genocide. So Darfur is home to the largest oil field on the world. So a lot of people want to get their hands in there, and if it's not deemed a genocide, they can't. They got to let it deal with an internal affair. So it's mass murder, and that needs to be the issue, not the oil. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't the oil, you wouldn't even hear anything about Sudan. Nothing, period. Wouldn't nobody pay attention to it. So it's always about oil. You know what I mean? And as far as the whole Arabs killing African things, I'll give you a quick history lesson. The Sudanese are the descendants of the Nubians, man. From the Nubian desert, the southern kingdom of Egypt. Arabs came in the 14th century and mixed, so you got brothers that look like me. You know what I'm saying? We light-skinned black folks who speak Arabic, but we black people, we are Africans, and there's no Arabs killing Africans, it's Africans killing Africans, and that's even worse. You know what I'm saying? You go into the northern part of Khartoum or Omdurman, and you'll see Janubins, those are the southern people, going to school with people in the north just like anybody else. There's no extreme racism like people are thinking. There's classicism, there is, but this whole Arabs killing African things, folks, get that out your minds. That's Bush's agenda to demonize Semitic people and Arab people. It's Africans killing Africans, and that's even worse. You know what I mean?